since I've posted this picture here of my muffler clamps that I installed on the 32 Ford 5-window coupe, and you're probably not going to be able to see them because they're kind of small, but if you look at the end of each of the cherry bombs, you can see the muffler clamps. So ever since I put them on, I've received a lot of questions about do a video, how you install them, how you use them, all of that stuff. So this is what I'm using. It's Detail Masters 1/25th scale DM 2400 muffler clamp photo etched set. So what is inside this kit when you buy it is a bag with all of these muffler clamp pieces. So you got some hanging brackets, you've got the wire that you make the U-bolts out of, and the actual clamps that you bend. Now, of course, when you're working with photo etch stuff, it's really hard to show you guys any kind of detail, so I went ahead and printed off this. So this is what you get on the tree or the photo etch sheet. Quite a few muffler clamps that you have to bend and make, quite a few hanging brackets and supports, and then all of these circles down along here are all the nuts that you put on the end of the U-bolts that you make out of this wire here. So how did I do it? Well, to make the U-bolts, I actually found a piece of plastic sprue that was the same diameter as the mufflers that are on, or the exhaust pipe, I should say, that is on the bottom of this kit. And I just simply took the wire and then wrapped it around the piece, and that gives me my U-bolts. So you end up with a U-bolt that looks like that. So the U-bolts are pretty simple to make. Then I just simply fish them underneath. I fished them underneath the exhaust pipe, and I held it in place with this little plastic clamp that I made, and all it is a piece of bent styrene, and I slid that up underneath the exhaust pipe like that, and that held the U-bolt in place so I could put the bracket on the face of it. So the brackets themselves, which are all of these little pieces here, when you cut it off, I always do mine on a piece of ceramic tile, just so you have a nice smooth surface to work with. And for bending it, I don't have one of those benders. I want one, I just haven't ordered one yet, because I really haven't worked a lot with photo etch material. But now that I'm actually starting to get into it and starting to really enjoy the really fine detail work, I'm probably going to get one. But for now, all I use is a razor blade to hold it down, and a razor blade that I slide underneath the photo etch part, and then I just bend one razor blade up to the other, and it gives me my bend. So what do you bend? Well, I made this. This is a giant version of the photo etched muffler clamp. So one of these here is one of those here. And the way that Detail Master makes theirs are these white lines are very noticeable on the photo etched parts. And you just simply take it and lay it on your hard surface. I suggest you do it on a hard surface, not a soft surface, because a soft surface, even though this feels fairly hard, it'll still distort your piece of photo etch material. So I take my razor blade, and remember, if I had a giant razor blade in my hand now, not this little one, and I put it right on the line. Then I take my other razor blade and I slide it underneath the piece that I'm bending, and I bend it upwards. So when I do that along the line here and along this line here, you end up with a clamp that looks like this. And there's already holes here and here that Detail Master puts in, and that is what you fish over the exhaust pipe like this, and onto your U-bolts. Your U-bolts come up around, you drop your nuts on it, and then you put a little bit of crazy glue. And they work really well, and they look really cool. Some people ask me, how much do they cost? I can make my own. Yeah, sure. If you want to go ahead and bend tinfoil and all the rest of it to try to get this shape and to get that kind of quality out of your clamps, then you go right ahead and do that. But for the sake of $4.99 or $5 or whatever it costs, I'm just simply going to go ahead with buying them and putting them on. I don't know if I can get that to focus in for you guys or not. I'm going to go with no, not there. So there you can see them. Like, they're really nice looking clamps. They look just like a real muffler clamp. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will certainly do my best to answer them, and hopefully before long I will have this 32 Ford 5-window coupe polished and together and moved on to the next project. But like I said at the very beginning, I was going to detail the engine of this thing as much as I possibly could, and the engine is looking quite good at this stage. It's got the carburetor linkage, which is all photo etched carburetor linkage, and the distributor cap, and all of that good jazz. So we will see you later. Oh, and there's one more thing. Don't even try to do photo etch parts without a nice magnifying glass. These come in so handy, and it's hard to believe how small these parts actually are. But without lying at all, I have actually dropped them off of this onto hair and had to use my magnifying glass and go up and down hair just to try to find the one little piece that I dropped. So they are extremely minute. Anyway, that's it guys. See ya.